Hello there. Welcome to Sister Sister on 97.3 City FM and, of course, City TV. It's another week and we're totally thrilled to come your way once again. The show is brought to you by Vodafone. Now, of course, you know, the show's about relationships. So shortly we'll be reading some of the tons of messages we receive on the show and hopefully offering our 2 cents, some piece of advice, for people who are, looking for answers. We'll go for a break. When we come back, we'll meet my sisters. I'll introduce them to you. I'll let you know how you can be part of the show because, after all, the show is interactive and so much more. Don't go anywhere. And you're welcome back, Sister Sister on City TV and City FM. So you can reach us via WhatsApp to 054-998-6996 if you have a comment to make. You can send an email to jessica@cityfmonline.com. Alternatively, find us on Facebook. Sister Sister LIVE, Sister Sister Live, like our page, join in the conversations that happen there, as always. So today I've got in studio 2 of my sisters. Let me introduce them right now. I've got Ceci on my left. How you doing, girlfriend? Everything okay?
Yeah,
you look great.
Fine.
You look rested. I'm not sure why you're looking so nice today, but it's all good. It's good to see you.
Same here.
What have you been up to?
The usual.
Which is?
Work, taking care of the home. Yeah. Nothing out of the ordinary.
Right.
Just trying to make the best out of life.
Yeah. Aren't we all? Aren't we all? Well, thanks for making time to be here. Appreciate it.
Pleasure.
Yes,
Pleasure.
we also have Gail.
Yay.
Gail shows up with her duku.
I know, right?
Again.
We had to. Oh. What happened?
Nothing's happened. Well, look at you.
Okay, we're here to have the lesson.
Yeah, since last year you've been teaching me virtually.
Yes.
And it's,
It has to happen.
when is it actually going to happen?
I told you I'm waiting for you. I told you. Like me, I'm ready.
Like, I'm so tempted to take it from your head and just put it on mine for the rest of the show. But I probably shouldn't do that.
No.
Yeah. Claudia also joins us shortly from Germany. So we will, introduce Claudia as soon as she joins us on the feed. She'll be joining us live from, I think, Berlin, if I'm not mistaken. So yes, ladies, we will jump right in because we have lots of questions that are pending our opinions and answers. So this one says, "Hi ladies, I stay with my elder sister and her hubby has actually traveled abroad as I speak. I just discovered that she's sleeping with her pastor. I chanced upon her chats with the man of God. He's the same man of God who helped my brother secure a visa abroad because he was always getting bounced. Truth is, I never planned to go through her chats, but I had a problem with my phone some weeks ago, and I used hers to communicate with my boyfriend abroad via WhatsApp, voice and video call. Now, I started suspecting the 2 of them when the pastor started paying regular visits to our house in the evenings, and also when my sister started behaving funny anytime he came around. I told myself that maybe I was overthinking it, and he may just be concerned about my sister since her hubby is away. So, on this particular evening, she had left her phone in the hall as usual, and I picked it up to call my boyfriend. She usually archives her chat, but it seems like she forgot to do so this time around. Sisters, what I saw shocked me. They had been exchanging nude pictures and even reminisced about the times they had spent in a particular hotel. I was speechless. I don't know if I should confront her or if I should mind my business. It breaks my heart because I know her hubby loves her very much. Okay. As you ladies think about it, I understand Claudia is on Zoom. Claudia, are you there? Can you hear me? Did you catch
Yeah, I
the
can
full
hear
story?
you now. Yep, I can hear you.
Okay. I cannot hear you, but I can see you. So
Yeah, I can hear
say
you.
hello to me again.
Hello, hello.
Yes.
Hello.
Okay, Claudia. Great. So I'll give you a moment to just get into the speed of things whilst I pick this topic up with the ladies here. Who wants to go first? Gail.
Oh.
Is that fine? Let me come to you.
Okay, the first thing that struck me was she said man of God. She's saying man of God like he's not a man. You know, sometimes when they talk about pastor and man of God, people tend to put them in some, you know, cocoon, you know, like, hey, you know, we don't have feelings or we don't do whatever. So it's obvious that the relationship the guy has with the lady goes beyond just a pastor or a spiritual whatever. I don't know. For you know, maybe they've known each other before she even got married. I don't think as soon as the husband left and traveled, and that's when they started whatever they were doing. I have a feeling that she knows him before. For all you know, maybe that's her chosen, you know, soulmate, so to speak. And so sometimes some people are not able to settle down with whoever they think they want, and so they'll, you know, compromise and marry someone else who's ready to marry or something like that. And then behind closed doors, if I should say, they are getting on with the person that they really think they want. So, I mean, like the lady is saying, she says, should she confront her sister? I think she should, because she's your sister. You went into her phone and you saw that. So there's nothing wrong if you say, hey, I went through your phone, this is what I saw, but what's going on? Because I know you are married and your husband is, what's going on? She could ask her, what's going on? Right. I mean, like, how come you're married and you're doing this with this guy? Like, as a concern, not like attacking her, but as a concerned sister. Like, what happened? Like, if you think you don't want to be with your husband anymore, is he doing something you don't like? What is it? So if she has to make a choice, then she'll make a choice. But I think she should confront her. And then this lady has to, based on the conversation, she'll make her mind about who she wants to be with. Because I'm not going to be judgmental and be like, oh, pastor, what? I mean, he's a human being.
Right.
So,
okay.
That's what I
What do you think, Ceci?
Yeah, I think I'm on the same trajectory with Gail. She needs to confront her sister. You know, it's not like she's your sister-in-law or something. That would have been a bit complicated, because now it's like the loyalties, she wouldn't know where to, because you are her sister-in-law and then there's her brother. So this one, she's your sister, your blood sister. First of all, just apologize for invading her privacy, because like it or not, it is her privacy, okay? So you need to apologize for that and ask her with all due respect, because again, she's your elder sister. On the face value, you think that, hey, what you are doing is wrong. But after talking to her, maybe, I'm not justifying her actions, but maybe there are some valid reasons that you could understand, like after going deeper into what is going on. That is, if the nature of the relationship between you two is like, you guys are cool, you guys can talk about anything. But given the fact that she's able to take your phone, call her boyfriend on a regular basis, I don't know why, whether you don't have a phone. I don't know whether she mentioned why she has to use her sister's phone. I don't think I caught that part.
Yeah, I think she has a problem with hers currently.
Sometimes.
Okay. So I think if you guys are on that level and you can have access to a phone, I think the relationship is not all that bad between you two. So talk to her, ask her, because you know that if you are married there, and the extramarital affairs and the fact that it's a pastor and so on, yeah, it's a bit alarming, but talk to her, okay, and find out what the issue is. You can give her your candid opinion as to what you think, because obviously you don't think it is the right thing to do. You can only suggest. You cannot force things. You cannot say that, hey, if you don't stop, I'll report you, blah, blah, blah. No. You don't even have to cross to the husband's side. No, it is not your lookout. It is none of your business. Yes. So your only business is for you to talk to her, because what you saw, you were worried about it. Then you leave it there. Okay, just tell her that this is what you saw, and you are concerned.
Yeah.
As a concerned sister, like Gail rightly said, ask her, what's up, Charlie? I saw this thing. Hey, you and the pastor, Sister Ade, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, talk to her, and then Charlie, level with her. Ask her what's going on. Then You give your candid opinion, then you leave it there because they are two consenting adults.
Yep.
Your sister is an adult, a married woman for that matter. So just tell her what you think and then you leave it there. Don't take it anywhere else, not even to your parents.
Right.
So
Okay.
that's it.
Claudia, let me come to you. Do you hold a differing opinion?
I'm with her sisters on this, but I think first of all, she needs to acknowledge that she breached a certain confidentiality. Why was she going through her sister's messages? What gives her that right to even do that in the first place? So she should be ready for that confrontation when she's asking her. She has to plan and give a good reason why she felt she was in what she was qualified to even be reading her messages in the first place. But for me, when it comes to these issues, it's usually about what is the best thing and what is the right thing. And the fact that she's seeking our opinions, I kind of suspect they are not that close, because if I'm close with my sister, the confrontation happens there and then when I saw it. So she should first of all evaluate their closeness and see if it's even worth discussing it at all. Is it even your business what your sister does with her life? But if she's the morally upright one who wants to live with a clean conscience and see something, be your sister's keeper, then have a conversation with her. And the conversation is not about trying to understand why she's cheating. It's about letting her know that you know and that you are not judging her. And it's her personal decision to make. But as a married woman, you think is wrong. But at the end of the day, the decision is up to her. So it's a no judgment conversation. Approach it with an apology. Because first of all, you are not supposed to be going through someone's phone, and it's none of your business what people do with their private lives. But as sisters, to be her keeper, have an honest conversation, non-judgmental. And for me, it's not even about trying to understand why she's doing it. That doesn't count. That is not really relevant. The idea is that she's cheating, and in a marital situation, it's adultery and it's wrong. And so you know, and you want her to know that you know, and so she should reconsider and evaluate her position on that. That's my 2 cents.
Claudia, what do you think about her confronting the pastor directly? At least he's the outsider here.
None of her business. For me, I'm always like, when it comes to these situations, leave the third parties out. Leave the third parties out and deal with the relation, the one that you are closest to, the one that would listen to you. The pastor it's between you and your sister. Leave the pastor out of this. It's not like he's going to stop because you confronted him. And the pastor, I don't think it's the first time he's actually lost any shame. So confronting him is neither here nor there. He's probably doing it with other women in the church. So concentrate on your sister, your blood relation, where you have some level of control. But with a pastor, I don't think it's necessary. Maybe you might just let him know that, Pastor, I know that you are not upright. I do know. Just for knowing sake, I just want you to know that I know. That's it. But I don't think that's going to make any difference there.
Okay. Ceci, I mean, we're talking about a woman who is cheating on her husband. I want to think that on this show, if the coin was flipped and we're talking about a man here, either of you would have at least condemned the whole cheating thing. But I don't feel
like
that strongly. Yeah, like by now you people are shouting plenty, but I say you're not really addressing the fact that a woman just cheated on her husband.
Always on a gender, side of things. If it's wrong, it's wrong. If it's right, it's right. Or if you need to discuss it and make a choice, you should. But I won't be hard on the guy, because it was a pastor. I wasn't even hard on him, but he too is also guilty.
Yeah, but it's the woman who's broken the commitment to her husband.
Yes.
She's the one, stepping out of the marriage.
And so, but you see, if it were a guy, I wouldn't even say much, because usually the guys, they give them the, whatever I call it, the get out of jail free card all the time. You see, what they're doing is like, it's part of, that's what they say. But for me, I always say, you should make a choice. That's what I always say. If you're not happy in a relationship and you bring someone else into the picture, you need to choose. I always say, finish with one first before you go to the next person. That's where I always come from.
What's your excuse?
I don't have an excuse. I don't have an excuse. Like you rightly said, she's the one who has a commitment to her husband. But it is not her husband that found out. It is her blood sister. Okay, so the first course of action is for her sister to talk to her. Because clearly it is wrong. She has breached the contract that she has with her husband. Okay, so her sister should talk to her. And then she can, I mean, at some point, you see, it won't stay hidden forever. I'm sure at some point, well, unless maybe they decide to end it at some point. But I think that if they continue,
that thing will be there. It will be what word can I use? Like it will be. I don't know if I should say breeding. It will be
laying dormant.
It will be there. It will definitely come out.
Yeah,
it will definitely come out one day. You can't hide these things.
But we don't know what her husband is also doing abroad, though. I'm just saying.
Yeah, but this is what we have to go by.
Yes,
we don't know what is happening abroad.
Because I said we don't know why she's seeing this other guy. There could be something wrong.
You see,
with the
and it looks. You see, when you mentioned that he was bounced several times, and it was this pastor
helped
that
him to get out of
her brother.
Her brother.
Yes, not her husband.
Wait.
Yes.
No.
He's the same man of God who helped my brother secure a visa abroad because he was always getting bounced.
Okay,
So
the
the man of God has been helping the family members.
That's what I'm saying. She knows Amche. I don't know if I can speak pidgin. She knows him before I think she got married.
He's a friend
the
of the
relationship
family.
is closer
Looks
than
like-
just the pastor thing. I said it earlier. It's beyond that.
So, well, if she talks to the sister and then things are not happening, if she decides to take it to the pastor, if he's a family friend and he wants to take it there, fine. But I still think that
Or
your
they'll have
issue
a
is with who you are closest
three-way
to.
discussion. They can all sit down and have a conference as
but
well.
really, I don't know.
Conference.
Yes.
No, I mean, I agree with you, ladies. Actually, I mean, I'm just putting myself in her shoes. If it was any of my sisters, straight out of bust.
Definitely.
Just like Claudia said, like in Framampo Faso, like I would have just asked me, like, hey, is this what's going? Like, what did I just see? You know, like what did I just look at? Like, what's going on here? Yeah, and then I'll say, are you and your husband having issues? Like, is there something I should know? Like, you know, not like I'm trying to counsel you guys, but let me know what's up. Like, you know, I'm in your corner, right? Just let me know what's up, kind of thing. So, yeah, definitely ask, you know, and let's see what she says. The thing is, I don't know what you're going to do with the information that she gives you.
Write to us. Write to us.
So update us on that one. A couple of messages. Jimmy says, Charlie, at least you're so mature, you want to address this appropriately. I think you should speak to your sister about it if you can, but swear on your life never to use this against her in any way, no matter what. It's quite heartbreaking, but issues of the flesh, especially sex, can really make the mighty fall. Don't judge either of them, but speak to your sister and also the pastor and let them know and understand and know that you know details of their escapades. Rachel says, hey, some women party adding. Why must she do this to her husband knowing he loves her so much? Tell your parents about it first, but before that, screenshot their conversations for evidence. Otherwise, she'll deny everything. Then you and your parents call her and ask her what at all she wants to achieve by doing what she's doing. If she doesn't love her husband anymore, she should tell him and go to the so-called pastor. You'll never know what you have until you lose it. That's an interesting one. Tell parents. Okay, you move on. Orizi says, don't confront her, tell her husband. Screenshot all the messages, the chat, the nude pictures to her husband. After sending it to her husband, send the same message and chat and nude pictures between the pastor and your elder sister to the church authorities or the elders of the church, so that the people who know the kind of pastor they will know the kind of pastor they have. Even if your sister's husband divorces her, it's the best thing to do. The pastor and your sister are shameless, nonsense people.
Wow.
Hey. No, are we? Charlie, what kind of violence is this? You know? Wow, like this is just tear it all apart. No, I don't think that's the best approach. Daniel says, see, they'll never cheat on the ones that take them for granted or abuse them. But love a woman wholeheartedly and she'll take you for a fool. Chia! I just feel pity for the husband. An adulterous woman can easily ruin your life. Just saying, so can an adulterous man.
Exactly.
Gloria says, I think you should confront her and tell her to stop. And if she doesn't heed your advice, just ignore her. But let her know that one day her cup will become full. So if and when it does, she shouldn't count on you. And finally, Prince says, by their comments, we shall know those that cheat and those that stay faithful. We'll go for a break. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Sister on City TV and 97.3 City FM. The show is brought to you by Vodafone. Yes, another message is coming through, but don't forget, if you have comments you'd like to make, you can send them via WhatsApp to 054-998-6996. So, good evening, sisters. Please help me out, says this one. I've been dating this guy for 2 years and we plan to marry in a few months' time. He's a staunch Christian, says we should not have sex before marriage, even though he is not a virgin. Problem is, I have been feeling for sex of late, but I don't intend to cheat on him. All I want to do is to get a dildo to satisfy my needs, since he can't do it at the moment. I would like to tell him about it as well before I purchase one. Do you think it's wrong to inform him? Claudia, do you think it's wrong to inform him?
So what is the problem? Is it the act of using the dildo or the information about the dildo that she's concerned about? Because for me, how do we know that they've not already been masturbating? Or does the game change simply because a toy comes into the question? For me, I wouldn't tell him. But if she feels very, very, very convicted to tell him, she should first evaluate how this person is going to judge it. Is he an open-minded person? Because mind you, in our part of the world, sex toys come with a lot of stigma. I know there's some level of penetration in the market, but it's not so accepted. So is this person going to accept it at all? And if he says no, then what? Are you then going to use it behind his back, or are you going to continue? So for me, I don't think he should really, really know, because you need to own your sexuality. And I mean, I don't know if she's ever had sex before. She's a virgin, and so she knows her body, or she's getting to know her body. But I'm all for women rediscovering their bodies on their own. And a dildo is a very useful tool in that circumstance. So for me, I'm all for it. Go for it, girl. Like, own your sexuality, get to know your body, get to know your hotspots. And I don't think he should know. I mean, men watch porn and masturbate all the time. Who puts a camera on them? Do they come and ask permission from you before they masturbate with their phone? Why do you feel obligated to discuss this with him? If she wants to do it, she can tell him. It's more like an information. Hey, I'm interested in using a dildo and I'm going to do it. So I don't think at this age you need permission to use a sex toy. We need to upgrade our relationship. Like, the world has moved on, and seeking permission from your boyfriend before you use a sex toy. Like, why did Nkrumah win independence for us if you're supposed to be asking about sex toys from your boyfriend? I don't get it. Seriously, it's a toy. It's a toy. It's like someone picking their phone, watching pornography and masturbating in their room. Do we consider that as cheating? And how does it become cheating if it's with a toy?
Interesting comment there.
It's none of his business. Own your sexuality, my girl. Own your sexuality. Enjoy yourself. Life is short.
Right. Okay. Own your sexuality. Ceci, you agree?
I am with Claudia on this one. Yes, because he's your boyfriend, not your husband. Not yet. And you see, you have to know your body before someone else. You can actually show somebody how to make you feel good. Okay? Because, see, before someone knows you, you have to know yourself. Abby?
Oh, you're asking me?
Oh, I'm talking in general terms.
Okay.
You have to know yourself before you can show that the person that someha. You understand? So if you don't know yourself, you can't show somebody the way. A blind person cannot show another blind person the path. So But on the other hand, they've been dating for 2 years. And you are left with 3 months to get married.
Yeah.
If you're able to wait for 2 years, why can't you wait for 3 months? What's the rush? I don't.
But you know, we firewood.
I know, right? But yeah, they've been together for 2 years and you are getting married in 3 months. So, if you've been able to wait for that long, why can't you wait for? Yeah, it's fine. You can get a toy and everything, but I'm just also thinking that if you've been able to wait for 2 years,
You might as well just wait.
exactly. Unless, of course, you suspect that he has something to hide
Right.
by refusing to have sex before marriage.
I was gonna, ask that question actually.
Okay.
Because I mean, last week we had a similar story on the show, and we found out that the guy had the small
Okay,
penis.
to wait. Oh.
That's why he was saying that he didn't want to, Yeah. So I'm just saying. What do you think?
Yeah.
That is why I was about to ask, why did he even wait in the first place? What are you waiting for?
There are people who believe in waiting, and that's okay too.
But because of what you just said, you said about the small penis thing. And so are you telling me that after they get married and she says that, you think she's going to continue with the marriage? I don't think so. Because most people...
Right? Not every woman wants
people-
big goods anyway. It's
Tell
true.
me one.
Okay, so
No,
it
not
could
everyone wants
either be
that.
big goods or small goods. There could be small goods
It's how
that
you use
work,
it, isn't it?
or even if it's big, that some people have big ones and it
They don't
doesn't
know what to
doesn't
do
work.
with
Thank
it.
you.
They don't
So
know what to
it's
do with
about
it.
how
So
you
that
use
is why
it.
the thing is that instead of waiting to be surprised, find out before you tie the knot.
How do you find out? You ask to see or what?
You have sex. I am not against premarital sex. It's not everybody who's going to get married. It's not everybody who's going to tie their knot. And I don't believe in tying their knot changing anything. For me, I don't think it changes anything. I believe that what we do during courtship and whatever is what we are going to stand on to tie the knot. It's just an official thing. That's what I think. So
And
you don't
need
wait.
the official thing.
For me, I don't think I need it because, and I'm speaking from experience, a lot of people wait, they want to wait, and then they get surprised on the honeymoon day. Either, can I say honeymoon or honeymoon? When it's from both sides. Either the lady will say, and the lady will say maybe the guy couldn't even
Get it up.
Forget about size. They couldn't even get it up.
Yay.
Me, I'll walk away.
2 minutes.
Dysfunction.
You understand what I'm
Too
saying?
happy.
And we've been fine. People have been preaching, always wait till you get married. And we've heard from people who have been surprised after the marriage. And marriage conditions you to think that there's so much happiness after you get married, so don't do certain things. How can I be with somebody I don't know so many things about the person? They tell you wait till you get married first. Marriage is not something you want to enter and come out. Look at the story we just discussed where she's married but she's bunking the pastor. How about that? You see?
But so I have a question. So it's not elaborated here. So they haven't made out in any way, kissed, done.
Probably
like-
not. The guy is not a
Probably
virgin.
not, because he
He's
says
not a virgin.
like
So
he's a
I think
staunch
that's what,
Christian, so there's a
Claudia
possibility.
asked.
But he's not a virgin.
Claudia asked something like that. Are you sure she's not already masturbating? Or
I
if
think
he's
you
not
mentioned it
masturbating?
I think
He isn't a
somewhere
virgin.
there.
And let me
You
tell
see,
you
so
something.
for me, that's what makes it suspicious.
Exactly.
Maybe he's hiding something.
If he
Yes.
hasn't had sex before, then fine. Maybe we.
And then
might
let me also tell you
understand.
something about certain people. They will tell you no sex before marriage. That's with you, but he's getting it somewhere else. We hear of that
Or
all the
maybe
time.
he broke his virginity and then found Christ.
I'm
just saying, that's possible.
How do you find Christ when you have
It's
not
possible, ladies. No, it is possible. Let's say in secondary school he was with some chick. It
Yeah.
happened. That's why he's
So
not
it's
a
a
virgin.
secondary
But then he got to a
virgin.
point where he realized, Charlie, he
So
wants
it's
to
a
give his
secondary
life-
virgin.
yeah. Sounds like
Okay,
you
let's
got
not,
found it
let's
when
not
it got to
deviate
my
from
turn.
the let's not deviate from the topic. So now she's talking about sex toys. From what I've heard, and like Claudia said, a lot of people have some misconceptions about it. For me, I'm sure everybody knows me. I'm the most open-minded person ever. So everything goes. So me, I'll be for her, you know.
She should get one.
She should get one because,
Which type?
like you said, no, she asked.
Oh no, because the way you're talking is like you have experience.
There are vibrators. I've heard about the rabbits. I've heard about the
rabbits.
lipstick, the bullets.
Hey,
bullets.
Yes. Yeah.
Now, listen. Now, women and more of African women are coming into themselves. Like they are becoming more sexually like liberated and more free. Because first, society and certain like religions, restricts you. They tell you be a virgin before you get married. You don't even know yourself. Then you get married, you don't know what to do with each other. You're not connecting. Your sexual organs don't fit. Maybe it's too big, small or too big, you're too wide, or whatever, and they'll be saying, you understand what I'm saying?
You want to test the thing before.
Me, I feel that, and I'm not saying it from a bad point of view, because I'm thinking that to avoid all these surprises where you get to meet the person and people are so ignorant, they'll be like, oh, she's too wide, then maybe she's been around. But people are naturally wide. The way there are different sizes of vaginas, the same way penises have got different sizes. Big, small, wide, short, whatever. So women too, the canal is usually maybe deeper, wider, shorter, whatever. So if you don't get a right fit, like if the guy is too big and you're too wide and there's no friction, that's where you get, the sensation. So they're just looking at me.
So you need to find the blueprint.
You have to, and I'm not saying go and be sleeping around, but I'm saying that for me, don't just say, I'm going to wait till I get married first, and you're not doing anything at all. And sex is about skills, it's an art, and you come with nothing.
Shit.
And some ladies don't even clean themselves properly. I've heard of guys, on the wedding day, they say, oh, she doesn't smell good, she doesn't. I'm here, and I'm speaking from experience, what people have told me. So people should be open-minded a bit. And we are, like Charlie, times have changed.
Times have changed, but religion really hasn't.
That's what I'm saying. So I'll say that. Listen,
Yeah,
and
it's a very big thing.
Yes,
so
it's like that, but we should know that there's a spiritual world, there's a physical world. So I don't see anything wrong with what has that got to do with your religion. If you still believe in whatever you believe in and you're being spiritual,
but
and
if
you pray and
your
everything,
religion talks against it, then that's
then
what
they should ask the pastor who is having sex with somebody's wife. Then, because
But not all pastors do that.
Exactly.
some do.
But not all.
Not all.
Yes.
Some.
Yes. And me, two against one. No.
Okay, we're trying to open this up a bit.
Okay, for me, I'm not coming from a religious point of view. They chew me up, I know. But for me,
So you're saying she should get
it. But as Claudia said, you tell the guy, some guys feel it's going to be a competition. They feel if she gets used to it, she may not like. I hear all these kinds of things.
Yes, the ego.
Yeah.
The ego.
Maybe
So she should-
the thing is bigger than
So
his.
like I
Exactly.
agree with Claudia. Either she hides it from the guy and then do her own thing.
She has to seriously consider
Think
what
about
he's going
it.
to do
Yes.
with his
Yeah,
ego.
how he
as
feels.
far as
Is he
his ego is
open-minded?
concerned. You know how
I don't
guys
know.
can
How
be.
about, ladies, how about finding an interesting way to just pick his mind on how he feels about
those
vibrators
things,
and
yeah.
dildos, sex
True.
toys?
Yeah, without telling
without
him
telling him
that-
that.
Hey, but
So
you
he
say,
can-
oh, I'm
no,
okay. Then
no,
later
you
I
can
find out that
even
you
use
are
your
using
friend.
it.
Like,
Yeah, your
can you
friend, you
believe
say
I
it's
just
fine.
found my friend's dildo?
He will say, no.
Hey, what do you think?
Let me tell you
Yeah,
something.
anything,
The
right?
guy will say, oh, it's okay. Then when you tell him that you are the one who wants to use it, you say, hey, no, I don't want this here. Do you understand
No,
what
but
I'm
if
saying?
it's okay, what's good for the goose?
Oh, you
is
never
good for
hear
the
that
goose.
before. You never hear that. Some guys will admire certain things.
No, so at that point, then you hide it.
They won't. That's what I'm saying.
So if he says it's okay, then you know that maybe there's some small path somewhere. Then as time goes on, you widen it.
Let me tell you
So-
something. Me,
Yeah,
me,
but if he goes like no, then you know that
If
hey,
it's me,
this is a battle.
Okay, let me bring in Claudia. Yeah.
I think we are approaching it from the wrong way because why should it matter what he thinks if it's okay or not?
Exactly.
We are talking about a woman's pleasure. Why should that be incumbent on the spouse's or the partner's permission? Seriously, that's my problem. Does she need permission to use a sex toy on her body?
Exactly.
Because we are talking about body autonomy, owning your sexuality. Do you need a man's permission to use a sex toy? That's the other question.
Okay.
If I were the woman and this thing is such a big deal, I'll leave the guy because I'm using it.
Precisely.
Either way.
Precisely, because
I'll use
a
it.
confident man
I'll use
shouldn't
it.
care.
Yeah. Either way.
A confident man shouldn't care. It's an ego thing. A confident man shouldn't care. And a confident man will educate themselves and understand that the sex toy is not going to make you big or small. So it's about an open-minded person marrying an equally open-minded man. So if he's dragging his feet, you should actually reconsider your whole marriage and your sex, because sex is a big part of marriage. So if at this stage you think he won't even accept toys for 50 years of your life, how are you going to discuss other positions and sex positions that you want to try if he's dating that's going to quit?
Interesting comments there. Okay, all right. Well, I mean, we've said enough, I think. So essentially we're saying she should go ahead with it, get the dildo, and not tell the guy.
Hallelujah.
That's what we're all saying.
Me, that's what I would say. Like, yes, I don't think she should. That's not his business.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
All right, cool. I mean, if you ask me, if I was the one in this, lady's shoes, I wouldn't have asked. I wouldn't ask him.
No, if he chances
to be
upon me
honest,
using
I
it.
wouldn't. Like, it's neither here nor there. You're not ready.
On me using it.
If I think I'm up for it, we'll just do
Yeah.
it. When you're ready, we're good to go,
Yeah.
But that's just me. So we'll leave that there. There's yet another message. Maybe I'll go for a quick break. When I come back, we'll look at that one. Welcome back, Sister on City TV and City FM. 054-998-6996 is our WhatsApp number. Let's hear your thoughts on some of the stories here tonight. Plus, if you have questions that you'd like us to, address on the show, you can send them ahead of time to jessica@cityfmonline.com. I'd love to hear from you, so do send it. A message here says, I'm a 25-year-old graduate and married men seem to be particularly attracted to me. I've been in a serious relationship with this married man for 2 years. Issue is, he's been married for the past 9 years and his wife has not been able to conceive. He asked me to consider having a baby for him because he desperately wants to be a father. I love him so much and I really don't mind getting pregnant for him, but the question is, will I be doing the right thing?
You come to me.
Gail, talk to me.
Wow. You see, when it comes to you having something to do with a married person, usually the married person is more committed to whoever he's married to, because then they sign documents and stuff. So definitely he will always, I'm not saying always, but most of the time they will think about the other person before making certain decisions. The third will, and he's asking you to give him a child, you have to know that it should be your choice if you want to have a baby, not necessarily for him, but for you. Because if you make a mistake thinking, oh, I'm with him, hoping that maybe when I have a kid with him, maybe it will, cement things between us, maybe it's going to make him love me or leave his wife or something, you're setting yourself up. So I think if you want a baby, just know that you are also making a choice in the matter, not having a baby because he asked you to, but you also want to have one. And keep an open mind and be like, okay, I want to have a baby for myself. And make sure you're also in a position where you can also financially take care of the kid as well. Because you can't expect everything to be on the guy. You have to make sure you're responsible for your choices in everything that you do in the relationship. And if you think that it's not going to go that way or you're expecting more, and I'll tell you then you shouldn't, you shouldn't go ahead with it, because having a baby, it's a huge responsibility, and you don't want to have one when you're not very sure of your, should I say, the situation, if you're not very, because usually people expect that when you're having a baby, it should be a father and mother. They feel they have to have that balance, all the time. But you're with somebody who's also committed to somebody else.
Okay.
You understand? So, and it's only the guy who knows who he's more committed to. Usually when they're playing the fields, they will know, hey, because sometimes the wife can even be the side chick in his mind. You know that? And then they'll give more to the side chick, and the wife is just, a fixture, like, on paper,
Right.
trophy wife. But then the one that he's really chilling with is the... So I really don't know how the guy, but you brought the story, and you are also making a choice of bringing someone else into this world. It's not a joke. You should think about it well and make sure that if you're having this baby, know that if the guy is not on the same page with you as time goes on, don't come and cry foul and be like, oh, you said I should have a baby for him and and now we hear all these things all the time. So make sure you're ready to handle things when the guy, doesn't step up to the plate. Let me just put it that way. So it's up to you. You have to think through before.
Okay.
And it should be your choice as well.
So from what you're saying, if my like your thought patterns or anything to go by, you don't particularly have issues with the fact that he's married.
Oh no, I'm not. I'm not preaching. Go have an affair with a married man, but this is a story that the person brought, and people are allowed to have. People even marry 2 wives, 3 wives. Who knows if the guy wants to even marry eventually? I don't know. You see, so like I'm saying, if you want to have a kid, the guy knows the situation. He knows he's married as well. So we can't put all on the lady as well. It's 2 adults, and this is what they want to do. So if you want to do that as well, just think through before and make sure it's your decision as well. That's all.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, Claudia, let me bring you in. What do you think about this?
So her question is, she wants to do it, but she wants to know if it's right or wrong.
Right.
Right as in morally right or religiously right, or because in the first instance, you shouldn't even be with a married man. So why would you want to have a baby with a married man? And I'm going specifically by her question if it's right. And I'm asking right as to what? Which yardstick or which religious book or moral code are we using? If we are going by the Bible, it's adultery, my dear sister, it's wrong. But if you still, people read the Bible and still sin anyway, and being with an adulterer, she's already sinning. So she's moved past that mental conviction of feeling bad over adultery. So that is not even a problem for her anymore. She's beyond repairs in that sense. It's no longer, she no longer has the moral conviction. So I'm surprised she's asking if it's right or not. Now she needs to ask herself practical questions. Is she mentally ready to be a single mom? Because it's a whole lot raising a child. It's easy when you don't have a baby and you sit there, you romanticize the whole idea of someone's husband who sneaks into your room every 1 week or 1 day in a week or sometimes 2 hours. He takes you on vacation to Dubai, this glamorous life. Imagine that with a baby. Are you still going to get all that? So she should think about herself. She shouldn't even think about the man in this instance. Her life is going to change because parenting and children change your life. So she should be mentally ready. And you are going to do it alone. For me, I don't even care about societal stigma or judgment because whatever you do, society will judge you. So she should be ready for the judgment as well. And you are always going to be the other woman. You're always going to be the secret woman, the one with the secret child. And your child is always going to suffer that stigma of where is my dad? Oh, I only see my dad once in a week, or I see him 3 times in a week. And in the middle of the night when the baby is sick, you are on your own driving to the hospital by yourself. Like, what's there to gain? Is it the money? Because you're not going to get the full companionship. And it's a life of single motherhood. Unless along the line he decides that, okay, I'm going to leave my wife and marry you. That's probable, highly probable or not. Why would you want to put yourself in this condition? Is it because no man is coming? You feel you are never going to meet a man who you would love again, who would give you the full security that comes with marriage and the happiness? Okay, maybe you've decided you never want to get married. That's also a choice. But then are you ready to be a single mother? Because there's the idea that I don't want to get married, but I'm going to have a baby with a single man who is also ready to be a father. That's a different arrangement. This is someone's husband that you are stealing to have a baby with. So what are you going to gain? The money? So it depends on what gives her happiness. If it's money that gives her happiness, she can go ahead because after all, the man will be giving her money. And then she should be ready to do all the emotional burden, all the changing of the diapers, the crying in the night, all the childcare, all the PTA meetings, the university driving. taking the child to your family house, explaining to everybody how you have a child out of wedlock with someone's husband when there are single men around waiting and ready to have children with you, even if you don't want to get married. So I don't really understand why she feels it's a good idea. Maybe because of the money. Maybe because no man is coming, her biological clock is ticking. And so she's tricking herself into thinking that she's in love with a man who is going to take care of her. Most people are with men because of their money, not because they love them. Take away their money, and she might not even talk to this married man again. So, I'm very confused, but I want her to sit back and ask herself if she's ready for the mental drama and trauma that is coming. And she should think that the glamorous life is 50-50. It might get better after the child comes. It might drop after the child comes. A man can get you a house, a car, blah, 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 simple because you've given him a child. Or upon the baby coming, his love might drop because now he has what he wants. There was a child he wanted. You are a baby producing machine. Now he has the baby. What's the incentive? So she needs to think it through and talk to some adults, probably some single parents who are doing it, and understand the real life challenges. Because I lived with a single mom, and I know firsthand what she had to go through. The career that she couldn't go because it was just her. She needs to think about that. If she's a career woman, she's going to make very, 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 very big sacrifices. Unless the man is so rich, he gets her 24/7 nanny. Then she can leave her child and go, because part of parenting is looking after the child. And if the parent is in the home, you can share childcare. But this is the case where he's with his wife. 2 a.m. in the night, can you call him to come and drive you to the hospital or to come and join you in the hospital? You are going by yourself. So she should think about it.
Right. I really love how you've, laid it all out on the table, because usually people take decisions for now and fail to look into the future. So Claudia, I really love how you've laid it out on the table. Ceci, you've had your like what's going on here? Like, what are you thinking about?
Don't do it.
Not a good idea, huh?
No. She just graduated from uni. 25. At 25, you want to tie yourself down with a baby. Postpartum depression is real. See, even those of us in marriages are suffering from postpartum depression. It is not easy. She's not ready for all the drama that is going to come after this baby is born. The sleepless nights, because babies will wake up every 1 hour to breastfeed. You need someone to help you out. Like when maybe you get maybe an hour or 2 hours sleep, then the person will bottle feed the baby from the breast milk that you have pumped, something. You need a lot of help. So if you have a family that frowns on this and they are not happy with it, the likelihood that you're going to get someone to help you out with this child is very low. Because maybe your mom, who you need the most, what if she's very upset about it? The man is taking advantage of you. You are convenienced because his wife has not been able to have a baby for him after 9 years of marriage. Okay, so the way you mentioned, he desperately wants to be a father. Okay, it's not like he loves you so much that he wants to build a life with you, that he wants to have a baby with you.
He just wants to be a father.
He just wants to be a father. So you are just an avenue of convenience for him to get what he has been looking for 9 years. Don't do it. What do you want out of life? What kind of life do you want for yourself? Because after university, what next? You work. You build a career. You can't do that easily with a baby. So don't do it.
If he's serious, you should pay a surrogate. If he's serious about having a child,
exactly.
Pay the dollars. And let's see if he's really serious about it. He's just looking for a cheap way to have a child and probably lying to you that he loves you. Just taking advantage of it. He's going to look for a surrogate.
Don't do it.
Yeah. I mean, I have to agree with Ceci and Claudia, man. You're on your own today.
Wow.
No, seriously. You're 25. Like, I remember when I was 25, I had not left uni too long ago, and my whole future was ahead of me, and I didn't know how things were going to pan out. Needless to say, I've stayed in the media for 20 years now? 21? Wow. Been here for a long time. And it's been absolutely amazing. I'm just saying, and I have to agree with my sisters, Charlie. There's so much more that you can do, and you are worth so much more than settling for someone else's husband. Personally, I think so. There are lots of young men out there, and if you're young, I'm sure you're beautiful, and this man wants you, trust me, there are other men who would want you too. Like, I think, find your own. For me, it's even more of an ego thing. Like, why should I come and father you? Like, no, Charlie. I want my own man as well. I'm not going to be your side chick. I'm sorry, I'm too good for that. If you are looking for a side chick, not this person. And that's the kind of attitude that you should have. Find your own man and build something with him. I think it's a way better route to take or path to tread. So look into it, my dear sister. There's a lot more of life ahead of you.
For me,
Yeah.
the last question is what's, just like Claudia, it's irked me a lot.
Yeah.
You want to know if what you're doing is right. Already you are dating a married man. You didn't ask whether that was right or wrong.
Yeah,
Now
it's
you are
the baby
talking
bits.
about a baby. Come on.
Well, it's not a good idea.
No.
I don't think so.
Don't do it.
Only Gil thinks it's a good
Don't
idea. Or
do
you want
it.
to change your
like I
mind.
said, no, and you see, I think I said I'm not asking you to go for someone's husband, but it's the story. I'm talking in the context.
Yes,
She
but we're
said
also
she's
talking in the same
She's
context.
already with the guy for almost 2 years. She's been dating. She didn't just meet the guy and he says, "Give me a
It
child."
doesn't make it right.
I never said that. She brought the story. I like the way you're looking at me. She brought that.
Hey, I'm not judging. I'm just
She
saying.
brought the story, and she's like, she's an adult. She's an adult. That's why I said,
Yeah,
you
but
think
the fact that
about
you're an
it.
adult doesn't mean you're smart.
Thank you. So think about it. You have no
wise.
idea that people who are like
Or
15,
wise.
they are fools at 40.
Exactly.
So that's why I
Plenty
said,
of them.
think about it and make decisions that will favor you. That's
Right.
all I said.
Yeah.
That's all I said. I wasn't, saying it's right or wrong or whatever.
But that's, you see, you should be able, well, anyway.
Charlie, you tell people only come with their stories just to be told, don't do it. They've already made up their mind. They've already made up their mind. I know.
Oh, so you're saying at this point she's already made up her mind.
I know
Just
for
once.
sure. Yes.
Because the way
I
she
know
said
for
she doesn't
sure.
mind having a baby.
She's,
for him.
don't you listen to the vibe there? Yeah.
So you can't
Charlie.
change her mind. Or if
you
she's being a
can't.
fool because she's made up her mind,
Maybe
you should be
I
able to tell her.
can't, but let her listen to all the advice
if you know-
and then make up her own mind based on that.
Don't do it.
I will never tell someone, go for somebody's husband. I won't say that.
Don't do it.
I won't say that. But
Okay, don't do it.
Don't.
okay, yes.
Trust us.
If you
Do
want
not.
to decide, go for
Bad
surrogate
move, really bad. And you're too young. Like if you were a little older, I'd be saying, okay,
Like
maybe you're
45
concerned.
or-
Yeah.
yeah.
But even that, Charlie, don't do it. 25.
Charlie.
You haven't seen anything yet.
Hey.
The prime of your life.
Yeah, you're at the prime of your life. Charlie, we'll end it here. Be
Yeah, it's
beautiful.
been explosive.
No, I'm kidding. We're actually out of time. Claudia, it's been great and good to see you, of course. Do take care of
Nice
yourself.
to
Are you
see
guys
you
still on
all.
lockdown?
Yep. It's
Oh,
getting
boy.
stricter with more rules.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
Well,
Bored.
stay safe.
Yeah.
Keep your mask on when you go outside.
Thank you. Yeah.
Yes. And Ceci? Gail?
Two against today.
Oh, no. Today is not against anything.
Actually, 3. I still stood my ground.
Vim. We go. Thank you to Vodafone and to all of you who watch the show and listen every single week. We appreciate it. Don't forget, you can send your questions to the show ahead of time to Jessica@cityfmonline.com. Let's hear from you. Thanks for watching, and bye-bye for now.